What's good, YouTube? Getting y'all ready for the season again. I want to talk about my one of my players on my team. Basically, I'm a Celtics fan. We have Jayson Tatum. I'm not going to just make a bunch of rookie videos, but I just want to talk about particular ones, go a little bit in depth with it. Jayson Tatum is a guy that people had as a top 5 pick coming in the draft, and people had him going number 4 or 5. Boston had the number 1 pick. They traded down to get a good pick still in the draft, which ended up being Tatum, while still getting other things for the future. I like it for them because they didn't really need a point guard, considering that they already had Isaiah Thomas at the time, and the best point guard they could draft was Markelle Fultz and Lonzo Ball. And Isaiah Thomas is a guy that averaged almost 30 points a game. Even though they are significantly taller than him, he still was able to be effective offensively and put up numbers, and they was able to be the number 1 team in the East. Another thing that I want to say is Jayson Tatum was a guy that they had Crowder, they had Jaylen Brown, they had so many wings already that it was like, oh, Jayson Tatum, I like him, but do they really need him because they have so many other wings? Now that they traded a lot of their players like Avery Bradley and stuff, he has a bigger chance of getting more minutes, especially coming off the bench. And they got Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward will stop him from starting because you still have, if Jaylen Brown starts, or they might start Marcus Smart, and you already got to go through Gordon Hayward. He's going to play a lot of minutes because he's a great player and he's an all-star caliber player. Well, he is an all-star now. So we just going to talk about how good can Jayson Tatum really be? Like I said, the things you do have to factor in during his rookie season is that he's not going to be starting. He's going to be coming off the bench for Gordon Hayward, and he might have to play some 4. He might play a lot of 3. They might even use him at the 2, depending on if injuries come or they just need somebody to fill in that position for the time for that lineup or stuff like that. But Jayson Tatum, the guy can score the basketball. Let's review what he can do. He likes to get that Jordan, Carmelo, Paul Pierce, that the mid post, pinch post, and he likes to size you up and pop elbow jumpers over you, especially close to the rim. I always say that because I used to play basketball too. That I'm over 6 feet. So if you're over 6 feet, all you got to do really is just throw the ball in the basket. If you get the ball from 15 to in, you can just float the basket up because your arms, you jumping and reaching over the rim. So if I had a jump shot, it was easy for me because I didn't really have to elevate. I didn't really have to try hard. All I had to do was put a soft touch. It'd go off the backboard, it'd roll in, or it just go in all net. Just because I'm tall enough that once I elevate, I'm above the rim. So I'm just basically throwing it or tapping it in, even if it's a jump shot. Certain kind of like Kawhi Leonard. When you see Kawhi Leonard play, he uses a lot of hooks and a lot of floaters and a lot of one-hand shots because he can elevate over the rim and just throw it in the basket. And Jayson Tatum has simplified his game because he really doesn't do anything amazing. Not to knock him, he doesn't really do anything that blows your mind. But what he does do is fill up the stat sheet offensively. And as long as you can give the ball to him, and you know that he has a high percent chance of scoring, and he's giving you a good look, even in the fourth quarter, you know you can throw the ball down to Jayson Tatum at the elbow, and he can make a move. And then the best part about Jayson Tatum, coming into the league, he has bread and butter. And what that means is he already has moves that he know he can get off. He did it in high school. I watched his college footage in his college games. I watched him in summer league because y'all know I be at summer league. So I watched him in summer league too. And the guy knows how to use his moves, when to go to him, what move to use here, what move to use there. And he likes to back down elbow jumper, kind of like Jordan. He likes to pull up jumper, and he likes the hesitation when he just crossing, get a little space, pull up jumper, get a little space, elbow jumper, or even sometimes crossover, get a little space, knock down the 3. He's a solid solid corner 3-point shooter. I feel like watching him in summer league, he played a little better from that. In college, he was kind of hot cold sometimes from 3. that was a concern for me. Can he knock down the three consistently? Because he is going to be more of a role player in Boston. In high school and college, he was the man, and he had to score a lot of points for them to win, even though he only averaged 16 points a game in college. But they don't play as many minutes anyway. But that's a lot of production from a guy like Tatum to be get picked in the top 5. But I'm a fan of Jayson Tatum. He can play. Can he be a 20-point scorer in the league? It depends on what type of team he is. Because I like what Tim Hardaway said. He said when you're on a bad team, everybody knows the ball is going to you. Everybody knows that they have to stop you because the team needs you to score a lot of points for y'all to have a chance to win. So if he would have went, let's say, to the Sixers, like he probably could have averaged 17, 18 points a game like Michael Carter Williams did, because he would get 10 to 15 shots a game, and that's not even including free throws. And then he gonna get a couple transition baskets too, so that's gonna up him up 3-4 points. I mean, well, 3-4 shots a game just off transition. Then he gonna get points off free throws. So he can definitely score 20 points a game. I'm not saying just based off summer league because he went against lukewarm competition. It's respectable because they still playing at a high level, and a lot of them players is better than college players that can't even make the team. So you're going against solid quality players. But he just a veteran. I feel like he's so seasoned. He picks his spots. He doesn't try too hard. He really doesn't force up shots. If he don't have a shot, he moves it. If the shot is too difficult, he finds somebody else. And that's a way that a lot of rookies don't. Rookies usually take as many shots as they can, try to jack up or try to prove themselves or try to put up empty numbers just because they get a lot of minutes. And that's one thing that I liked in summer league and in college, that Jayson Tatum knew he was one of the better players. He knew he was a top pick, and he still didn't force or try too hard to score. Even when he went to the basket, he took solid transition baskets. If he had a lane or he had you off the dribble, he used to put the ball down and just do a solid finish. He wasn't really trying to dunk. He really wasn't trying to show off. He just said, hey, I'm just here to do my job. And that's hard to find in a rookie that's patient. It's hard to find a rookie that's calm and collective, especially when everybody gearing towards you. It's like in college and in summer league, they started throwing the double team. They started trying to get him uncomfortable. They try to mess up his airspace so he couldn't turn around if he couldn't fold. Sometimes you post up and you turn back into it, and they'll try to clog all his space, take all his airspace, be physical, and he just literally just took his time still, didn't rush, didn't force, didn't try too hard, didn't try to take a tough shot that he couldn't make. Obviously, he did it sometimes, but his poise is very good for a rookie, that he's calm and collective. People going to probably knock him for that in the future because they did it to T-Mac. T-Mac made scoring look so easy that they thought he wasn't really trying enough. But you can't lead the NBA in scoring if you're not trying. You still have to make shots. You still have to put the ball in the basket. And T-Mac shot a decent percentage, well, for volume shooting and volume scoring. And I see a lot of that in Jayson Tatum, just doing simple dribble moves, doing simple pull-ups, just doing simple post-ups, doing some high post jumpers, and playing within the system, getting spot up threes. I would like to see him come off some screens too. If Brad Stevens, because he liked to do that for Isaiah Thomas, he liked to do that for Avery Bradley. I wonder if he's going to have Jayson Tatum come off some screens and get some nice mid-range looks, some open mid-range looks. And we just got to see, can Jayson Tatum knock down that long spot up three and from the top of the key in the corners, because the three ball is longer in college, and he wasn't really a crazy three-point shooter in college. But he did solid in the preseason, and I would like to see, can he do it over 82 games? And that's another thing. The more you play, the more the scouting and the more coaches find out a way to neutralize you to the best of their ability. And I want to see, can Jayson Tatum make those adjustments over the course of the season where he can still be effective, be efficient enough that he ain't hurting the team while still being in his mode and in his game plan and being basically true to himself, because they're going to force him to be uncomfortable. They're going to force him to do things that he don't want to do or give him different looks that can throw him off. And I want to see if Jayson Tatum can actually be like, hey, I know what you're doing like in summer league, and this is how I'm going to react. This is how I'm going to change. This is how I'm going to move, and this is how I'm going to use my moves and utilize my talents. So I think he can be a rookie of the year candidate because he can come off the bench and give you double-digit points. He can definitely spark at least 10 to 12 points and about 3 to 4 to 5 rebounds a game, maybe 1 or 2 assists. And if he shoot a decent percentage and they lead to winning, he can be a candidate for rookie of the year. If he can continue to get the minutes, because they have a good bench to me in Boston, especially for the East. And that's another thing. He's going to go against the tough teams. He's going to have to play in big games. He's going to have to play on national TV because he is with the Celtics, and they are a great team. They do have a big three. And another thing is, can he play the four in the NBA, not in summer league, not in college? Can he be a four in the NBA? Can he hold the athletic threes in the NBA like LeBron, like Kawhi, like Kevin Durant, like Paul George? Those are quick, long, lanky defenders. Can he score on those type of players? Can he get his shot off? Can he stay confident when they lock him up or force him to change or force him to adjust? These are questions that we're going to have to see be answered in the next 3 years. He has star potential. He has all-star potential, but you still have to put the work in. You still have to watch the footage to reach the potential of being dominant consistently. Anybody can have a hot game in the NBA, but you have to score consistently to be one of the top 10, the top 40 players in the league. I think he has the ability to get there. We just going to see how hard and how motivated he is to be going from off the bench to being a starter, to being the guy that makes big plays, to being an all-star, to be a superstar. He has the talent, he has the potential, he has the confidence level, but can he actually do it? He got a lot of things he's going to have to work on because he's going to have a hard time at that small forward position with all these great players. Let me know what you guys think about Jayson Tatum. Can he win Rookie of the Year? Can he be a superstar? How good can he be? Let me know in the comment section below. Check out my website at analysisplayground.com. The link will be in the description in the comment section below. Click the link and send you to my website. Also, check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description and in the comment section below. Click the link and send you to my Facebook page. And all I'm asking you guys to do is to like, to show support. If you want to know my analysis on any team or any player, let me know what videos you guys want to see because I'm doing this for y'all. I love telling my opinion. I love making these videos. But if you want to see a particular player, a particular topic, or a particular team, let me know in the comment section below and I'll make the video. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm gone. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend.